was a kid, when I was in the 7th grade, a neighborhood bully forced his way into our house. My sister and I were latchkey kids, and my mom had a .22 pistol, and I ran to the .22 pistol, and I pulled it out, and I cocked it. It was an old hammer pistol, and I threatened him, and he left the house. But I was left with a cocked pistol, and I didn't know how to uncock the pistol. And so I took it down into the coal room in our house. We had a coal bin, and for some reason I thought I was going to shoot it into the coal, which I thought was kind of smart. But I thought it would be quieter if I put my thumb on the hammer when I pulled the trigger, and I uncocked the pistol. It didn't fire.
By accident, you figured out how to.
By accident, I figured out how to uncock the
safely
pistol.
discharge. Wow.
So, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
Self-taught.
Those stories, or the one kid shoots another kid. But yeah, I knew where the pistol was, and he was threatening, and I was just afraid, and so I went and grabbed the pistol.
Would you say that that was a moment where you made a decision that you were going to be able to protect yourself with a gun, or was that sort of just baked in from day one?
They're just baked in from day one. That's just everybody in my family. I mean, that's guns in my family it's just ubiquitous. When you grow up in Northeast Oregon, everybody hunts. Everybody has a firearm for protection.
Yeah.
My mom had a .22 Magnum pistol that she would pull out, shoot rattlesnakes regularly.
Was she a good shot?
Oh, my mom was a great shot.
Yeah.
One of my other favorite stories about my mom was that, so a .357 and a .44 Magnum make a lot of noise, and there's a huge percussive quality when you fire it. And when you're a little kid, that can be quite scary. And I wanted to shoot the .357, and my mom said, "Great, I'll shoot it. You stand directly behind me. And if you're still interested after that, you can shoot it." And I was, but I remember her being like, "You have to experience this before you can do it." And when it went off, I knew it. I mean, and they do. They're scary. Large caliber handguns are quite frightening to shoot. They're louder than anything you've ever heard. You never expect it. You never expect it to be that loud.
From such a small object, yeah.
It is like earth-shattering loud. I mean, I've had weapons fired from vehicles I've been driving. You never get used to it. You just never get used to it. It's just so loud.
And then finally, what precautions did your parents teach you on more actively?
We had to, when I was a kid, it used to be a thing in Oregon that you had to go to hunter safety classes. So I went to hunter safety class.
Summer school or
no,
during
it was
the
like
year?
a week-long program, or 2 or 3 days. It was probably shorter than that. Maybe it was more than that. I remember we had to take a couple of trips. But in order to get my first hunting license, I had to take a hunter safety course when I was 14. And they are really clear about and then of course in the military, you learn everything about how to do them. So.
But in the home specifically, it was that class that's a community event?
Yeah, that's in Northeast Oregon.
Okay,
yeah.
Wow.
That's it. And never pointed, the other thing that I remember saying, that there's no such thing as an unloaded gun. That's if you just take that into your philosophy, then everything you do after that falls in line. Because you never point a gun at anybody unless you intend to shoot them. And every gun you see is loaded. So that way you act accordingly.